So when I was Muslim, and even to an extent in the New Age, a lot of Christians would come up to me and talk to me about the Bible, and talk to me about Christianity, and talk to me about Jesus. And I'll be honest, it was a little problematic for me because the way that they approached me, a lot of them, almost every single one of them, to be honest with you, would approach me with hate, would approach me angry. And of course, what they were doing back then is they were promoting the whole hyper grace movement. If y'all don't know what the hyper grace movement is, it's basically do whatever you want as long as you believe in Jesus, which is blasphemy. That doctrine is trash. And I know I'm going to ruffle some feathers. And that never made sense to me when I was like practicing Islam. And even then, when I was in Islam, I had a lot of doubts. I mean, I was really doubting Islam and asking questions. So they would promote this hyper grace movement. So you can do whatever you want to do as long as you believe in Jesus. Like, what about sin? What about this? What about that? Like, it never made sense to me. So I would ask questions like, oh, so I can unalive somebody, I can grape somebody, I can do all that as long as I believe in Jesus. Every single one of them said yes. How can I do all this bad stuff, but as long as I believe in Jesus, I will be okay and I will be in heaven? No. First of all, man, the Bible's got rules, y'all. The Bible has got some rules. And you cannot just do whatever you want as long as you believe in Jesus. That's actually satanic from Aleister Crowley. Do thou thou willst. I'll put the quote up there. That's a satanic doctrine. That's not biblical at all, first of all. And yeah, you cannot do whatever you want because doing whatever you want results in your generations after you suffering. And yeah, these Christians didn't even understand what was in the Bible because I was asking questions about the Old Testament. Like, so the Old Testament's done away with and you just follow the New Testament? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, there's a lot of history and prophecy in the Old Testament. I remember asking questions and I'm like, yeah, man, I couldn't get on board with Christianity because of that. And, they're also promoting this whole like Trinity. And I was like, what is that? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I am not a Trinitarian, but I could never like roll with Christianity as a kid because I was like, yeah, it didn't make sense to me. And in fact, it doesn't even make sense right now. So I just read the scriptures, y'all. And whatever the scriptures say is what I follow, and that is it. I don't associate with no religion. I don't associate with any churches. I don't associate with any of that because you got to be careful, especially in these last days, man. You got all these false teachers and false prophets or whatever spreading false doctrines. So you really got to be careful, and your discernment really has to be high at all times because, man, we are in the last days and the falsehood is just increasing and increasing, y'all. So just be careful and just stay prayed up. And for people who are gonna evangelize and teach the Bible, my advice to y'all is like know what's in y'all's Bible because that's really important because I mean it doesn't even make sense half the time when they're evangelizing and stuff. And then another problem I had with that too is like I would be at the grocery store or doing something and like paying attention to something and they would just approach me like randomly and talking about the Bible and stuff, and I didn't like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even right now, when I talk to people about the Bible, if the opportunity happens to present itself, sure, I will talk to people about the Bible, but I'm not going to approach someone randomly and talk to them randomly, or I just don't like that. But anyways, y'all, have a good day.